2 blocks in a blanket and set the blocks up to the front of the mat. And then we're gonna come into tabletop. And so just a reminder, if your knees are a little sensitive, then you can grab your blanket and just spread it across your mat. Try not to make it too thick because otherwise it becomes a little unstable. Um, all right, and then from tabletop, reach the left arm up, opening your chest, and then thread the needle. All right, so the left arm is gonna go all the way to the right. You're gonna rotate your head, put your head down on the floor or a block. And then if your shins have sort of moved around, then just try to parallel them and press down through the tops of the feet. Take a few breaths here. You can press into the right hand so that you can feel the left shoulder blade sliding off your back a little bit, stretching the back of the shoulder blades. And then as you inhale, reach the left arm up, come out, and back to table. Inhale, come into cow, arch your spine. Exhale, come to cat, rounding. And back to tabletop. This time, extend the left leg back, float your leg, and bend your knee. And then with the right hand, reach back and grab your foot. All right, and then just very gently kick the foot into the hand. And now you're opening the front of the right chest. Draw the sternum forward, lift the back knee, and keep the right shin grounded. As you exhale, slowly release. Back to table. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Back to neutral, right arm up. Thread the needle, right arm goes over to the left. Slowly lower down. Rotate your head to the left. If the shins moved around, parallel. Press down for the tops of the feet. And then press into the left hand to slide the right shoulder blade off your back. A few breaths here, just breathing through the nose. To come out, press into the left hand, right arm up, open the chest, back to tabletop. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Back to neutral. Extend the right leg back behind you. Float your leg up. Bend the knee. And with a left hand, reach back and grab the foot. So opposite foot and hand. Very gently kick your foot into the hand. Roll the left shoulder head back, opening the left chest. And just look forward, draw the sternum forward. So you're forming a spiral. Press the floor away with the right hand, but keep the left shin grounded. And then come out. Inhale for cow. Exhale, round for cat. Tuck your toes. Lift the hips up. Downward facing dog. Just go ahead and pedal your feet a few times. Moving your hips. Maybe shaking your head. If you're pedaling, bend one knee and then straighten the other and really bring the heel down to the floor so you can just really feel the back of the leg you're lengthening. And then you can compare. Almost always the legs will feel a little different, side to side. So we know we don't really have perfect symmetry in the body. We're always trying to get to it. But that's just how it works. All right. And then come to a still downward facing dog. Reach the right leg up and back. Bend your knee. And then start to peek under the right armpit. And just feel the front of the right hip open, ribs spiraling up. And then as you exhale, draw the right knee forward towards the left elbow. So you're going crisscross. And then step the right foot to the right thumb, tap the back knee down, and come to a low lunge, Vinyasa. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, open twist, and then reverse. Bring the left arm over your ear. Right hand can rest on the back of your thigh. Lunge a little deeper into the front knee, but press also into the right heel so you can go back a little bit more. And then as you exhale, left elbow outside of the right thigh, hands come to prayer, low lunge prayer twist. Take a few breaths. Lift the thumbs to the center of your chest. And then release the hands down to the floor or blocks, framing the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. Come to runner's lunge here. Look forward, inhale. And as you exhale, straighten the front knee and fold. Keep the back knee soft. Stay in the ball of the back foot. And then rotate the right hip back so your hips are still squaring to the front of your mat. And let yourself drape over the front leg and you're just working it to straight. Inhale, gaze forward and step forward. Come into a halfway lift. Fold over your legs. Slowly roll up. Reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Get really tall. And then as you exhale, come to Tadasana at the top of your mat. Great. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Fold as you exhale. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Step, step. Plank pose. Once the shoulders are stacked over the wrists, tap your knees down to the floor and press down through the tops of your feet. Draw the tailbone back to your heels. Move the chest forward to the upper arms. Inhale. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and pause. Supported chaturanga. Come down to your belly. Take your hands wide off the mat for wide cobra. And just take a look. You want your hands to be tented fingers and wrists in line with the shoulders, elbows pointing up. As you inhale, lift your chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other and lengthen the tailbone to the heels as you press down through the tops of your feet. Inhale again, lift a little higher. And as you exhale, bring the right shoulder down, look left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left shoulder down, look right. Inhale, lift. Slide your hands by the low ribs like you would for baby cobra. Squeeze the elbows in and then tuck the toes. Come to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Bring the left leg up and back. Bend your knee and roll your hip open. Stick to peek under the left armpit. Open the front of the left hip. Spiral the ribs up. And then slowly bring the left knee over to the right elbow. Pause. Crisscross. And then step the left foot to the left thumb. Tap the back knee to the floor. Come into a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Reach your arms up. And then take the right arm forward, left arm back. Open twist. From here, reverse. Right arm goes overhead. Left hand can rest on the back thigh. And then lunge deeper into the front knee, but press into the front heel so that you can feel this lengthening through the spiral line of the body. And then bring the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Hands come to your heart. Press the palms together, lifting the center of the chest to your thumbs. And then release the hands down, floor or blocks. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, inhale, and straighten the front knee, exhale. Roll the left hip back, keep the back knee soft, and work the front leg to straight. Relax the head, relax the torso. Inhale, gaze forward, and then step forward. Come into a halfway lift. And fold over the legs. Roll up slowly. Reach the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale. Come to Tadasana at the top of the mat. To heel the feet in towards each other, big toes touching. A little wedge of space between the inner heels. Press the thighs back, lengthen the tail down, and extend the crown up to the ceiling. Arms reach down, palms facing forward. Inhale and reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Come into a halfway lift. Extend the spine forward, knees are soft. Plant your hands by the feet. Step, step, plank pose. Stack the shoulders over the wrists. Spread the fingers wide. Really lengthen the legs back. Draw the heels back. Draw the tailbone to the heels. But at the same time, draw the chest forward to the upper arms. Take an inhalation. And as you exhale, rock forward, bend your elbows and pause. Chaturanga. Broaden the collarbones away from the center. Lower to the belly. Inhale, come into a baby cobra. Squeeze the elbows in. Tailbone draws back to the heels. Legs engaged. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Take 5 cycles of breath. Press down through every knuckle. And as you do, roll the biceps up. Feeling the upper arms rotate. Feeling the inner border of the armpit lift. Keep the knees soft so that you continue to lengthen the spine up and back. Arms running in parallel with the axis of the spine. Step the feet together. Lift the heels. Soften the knees. And then step, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Come into a halfway lift. And fold. Slowly come up. Reach your arms up. Inhale. And as you exhale, Tadasana. One more time, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold, hinging at your hips. Come into a halfway lift. Plant your hands down, step, step, high plank. Inhale here, lengthen the tail back. Move the chest forward. Exhale, bend your elbows, Chaturanga. Lower to the belly, come to baby cobra. Once the legs have engaged and the kneecaps are lifting off the floor, option to press up to upward facing dog. Stack the shoulders over the wrist and broaden the collarbones away from the center. Exhale to downward facing dog. Keep the knees soft, lengthen the sitting bones up and back. Feel the spine get long. Feel the arms running parallel with the axis of the spine. As the weight shifts back into your legs, you can start thinking about straightening the knees and bringing the heels down to the floor. Step the feet together, lift the heels, soften the knees, look forward, and then step, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold over the legs. come up to standing, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, and exhale, Tadasana. From Tadasana, bend your knees, come to chair pose. Shift the weight into your heels, sit a little lower, arms reach. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step, high plank. Prepare your body here. And then as you exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale, feel free to modify. Exhale to downward facing dog. Reach the right knee up and back. And then start to open your hip. And again, peek under the right armpit. And if you want, if this feels good, you can flip your dog just for a moment, putting the right foot behind you, reaching the right arm overhead. And then slowly flip it back and step the right foot between your hands. So you're stepping midline, spin the back heel down, back leg really active, right knee stacked over your ankle. Find a block under the right hand. Take the left hand to your hip and then begin to open the pelvis to the left and then start to roll the ribs up and then extend the left arm up for side angle lunge. Squeeze the right hip back and breathe. Slowly straighten the front knee, and if your block is to the inside, shift it to the outside of the foot or ankle. Triangle pose. Lengthen the sternum forward and see if you can roll the ribs up a little more. Inhale, and as you exhale, reach the left arm over your ear, lengthening that whole left side. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to rotate your chest to the front, bringing the spine parallel with the floor, and then reaching the sternum forward, tailbone back, hips squaring to the front. Bring the left hand to that right block, and then the right hand to the right hip. Inhale, extend forward. Exhale, rotate the chest to the right, and extend the right arm up. Revolve triangle. Slowly take the right hand back down to the floor. Come to runner's lunge. And then step forward and fold. Feet together, halfway lift. Fold over the legs. Bend your knees, come to chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Stand in Tadasana for a moment. Feel the symmetry and the stability of the posture. Inhale, bend your knees, chair pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step, high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg up and back. Bend your knee. Open the hips, start to peek under the left armpit. And you can choose, you can have the leg dangling, or you can flip your dog, stepping behind you. And reach the left arm overhead. Come back. Flip slowly so you can step the left foot between your hands. Spin the back heel down to the floor. Make sure the back thigh presses back and the left knee is stacked over your ankle. Find the block under your hand. Take the right hand to your hip and then start to open your pelvis to the right. And then roll the ribs to the right and extend the right arm up. Side angle lunge. Squeeze the left hip back. Straighten the front knee. Come to triangle pose. Find a little bit more length in the spine by drawing the sternum forward, and then see if you can rotate more, rolling the ribs up. Take an inhalation. As you exhale, draw the right arm overhead. Reach, 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 lengthen the right side. And then slowly start to rotate the chest forward. Hips square to the front. Sternum goes forward, tailbone goes back. So the right arm is still reaching forward and it's parallel with the axis of the spine. And you're going to bring the right hand to your block and the left hand to your hip. Rotate the chest to the left, squeeze the left hip back, and then bring the left arm up, revolve triangle. Good, and then slowly I'll come out. Runner's lunge. Gaze forward, step back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tap the knees down to the floor, child's pose. Take 5 seconds of breath. Slowly come out, and then transition onto the back. Feel free to hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Rock a few times side to side, just kind of feeling the spine getting nice and neutral on the floor. And then step the feet down onto the floor. Have your heels right under the knees. And make sure that the outer edges of your feet are parallel with each other. I'm setting up for bridge pose. Wiggle the shoulder blades towards each other in your back. And then lift your hips, and you can either hold your mat or you can interlace your hands underneath you. But whatever you do, keep your arms fully straight and fully grounded. So you have the leverage of both the upper arms and forearms to press down. And then, of course, you have the leverage of pressing down through the feet, especially the inner heel. Thigh bones draw parallel, and spine and pelvis are lifted away from the floor. Keep the chin tipping away from the center of your chest, and take 3 more cycles of breath here. And then slowly release the hands, lower down. Widen your feet as wide as the mat. Let your knees knock in towards the midline. Maybe gently windshield wiper the knees side to side, rotating the thighs in the joints. Go ahead and drop the knees all the way to the left. In this wide variation of a supine twist, option to bring the left heel over the right thigh, tractioning it down to the floor, and then bring the right arm overhead, opening the front of the right hip and the right rib. Slowly release. Come back to center. And we'll do the other side. Knees can drop to the right. Keep your feet wide as the mat. And then you have the option of bringing the right heel over the left thigh, tractioning it down to the floor. And take the left arm diagonally overhead, opening the left armpit, the front of the left hip. And you'll feel like that whole left side body and the front are lengthening. And then come out. Come back to center. Feel free to take any closing posture that feels appropriate and good in the body. You can bring the legs up. You can take a happy baby or take a Supta Baddha Konasana, supine butterfly. And then start to set yourself up for final rest. Feel free to grab any props. Relax the bones of the body, relax the tissues around the bones. Let your joints feel really soft. Disengage. Disengage from the breath as well. Let your body breathe on its own. Take a huge breath in through the nostrils one last time. And then open your mouth, exhale everything out. And let your eyes close. Let your jaw soften, tongue soften. Shavasana. And spend about 3 to 5 minutes here in Shavasana on your own. And thank you so much for joining. Thanks for joining live. And thank you for joining on replays. And I will see you next week.